I'm just so I'm just so upset right now. Like, Monique is stealing my friends. I don't know why people didn't come to my event. Oh my god, I can't believe you said that to me, Chris. Oh my god. It was so awful. Like, of all the things you could say to me, why did you call me a spoiled princess? Everyone else says it about me. Why you? You're supposed to love me. Child, that damn Candiace, honey, her feelings was so hurt. So what's up, everybody? You know what time it is. I'm here as Miss Sophia the Diva to discuss Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 3, Episode 12. Can't hide from these green eyes. This episode was filled with so many ups and downs and round, and you just really see people for who they are. They're so childish, Lord. My friend can't be your friend. You stealing my friends. How come you didn't come to my event even though you had a prior commitment? I mean, it's just terrible. So, last episode we left off with the green-eyed bandits getting fucked up drunk down to the bar with Rich Cosby. And Giselle need to be looking for her forever. Shout out to Funky Dineva. They decide that tonight is the night we need to go to confront Karen. So they get there, they roll up in there making cokehead noises. They tell Karen, you step over to the side so we can have this conversation. Karen's like, I'm not doing that. And so she was like, you know what? They are not dressed appropriately because they came in there in jeans and blazers and sequins. And it was just a hot ass mess. The guests looking like, what's going on? Giselle done referred to Kendall to I see Sherman's ex-wife, ex-horse-face wife over there. I'm like, why she got to have a horse face? Kendall is beautiful. And honestly, it shows that he has a type because y'all could probably be sisters, honestly, because you kind of look alike, okay? So Giselle, that comment was highly uncalled for. Next thing we know, Karen like, security, these two right here, I need for them to go. They need to go. They're being disruptive and they're not appropriately dressed. So they get kicked out, and Giselle is stoked that she got kicked out. I was like, it's amazing what a heartbreak will do for you, right? Because, like, I've been kicked out of better places, and they do this flashback. To this day, I don't understand why Charrisse was so upset with Giselle in Season 1 for coming over to help her do something she had asked her to do. And, of course, Charrisse saying it was inappropriate to bring her hairdresser over because I don't know this man. I'm like, you probably do, but you just being extra. So then last season, she and Monique were beefing, and Monique kicked her out of her house because she was like, you act like you don't want to be here, so you can just go. Walk on, keep on. And this season, they've been kicked out of 2 of Karen Huger's events. Now, what really sparked all of this is the fact that, Karen sent an email letting Giselle know that Sherman's ex-wife is going to be here, and we learned from Karen that she's actually known Kendall longer than she's known Giselle. You see the pattern here? They still keep talking about, I've known somebody longer. Listen, let me tell you, there are some people that are my good friends that I may have met just a year ago. So it's not about how long the friendship is, it's about the quality of the friendship, right, guys? So they get outside, of course, nosy ass Ashley then came in tow. Charrisse is like, well, why did y'all feel led to talk to Karen right now? And then that's when they tried to go in on her. They said that Karen was a liar because she didn't come to her event, and we just want to know why she lied. And then Charrisse, you were wrong for not coming to Robyn's event. And Charrisse, in her confession, was just like, this is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, it seems like whenever Robyn is around Giselle, she turns into a mean girl because Robyn has always been such a nice girl. Ashley getting all the tea, honey. She just... But she did say that Karen was wrong for inviting Kendall. But I also feel as though what's good for the goose is good for the gander, because Giselle stays poking at Ray, calling him the broke Bill Gates. And she made this tax t-shirt saying, I think it was hashtag broke Bill Gates. And it was just all in poor taste. And so every season, though, Giselle has to apologize to Karen for insulting Ray. or saying something bad about Karen. And it's just an ongoing cycle with them. And so Charrisse is trying to talk to Robyn to address the situation at hand with them, and Giselle keeps trying to talk. And Charrisse is just like, look, I'm talking to Robyn. Giselle ain't trying to hear that. In the end, we know that Robyn and Charrisse end up meeting up for dinner together. And the topic of discussion is basically, as Charrisse had said, the night out on the street, I honor my commitments. Basically, Charrisse didn't know that Robyn was having an event the same day and time as Monique, so she didn't come. And for some reason, they feel like, we don't give a damn about commitments. You're my friend, so you should come support me for my first event. My thing is, okay, so it was Robyn's first empowerment event. It was also Monique's first time presenting at a charity ball. However, there was also some need to have a discussion about Monique Samuels and how she is stealing all of Charrisse's friends. And Charrisse said, I've been peeping that too, Robyn. I got my good eye on her. And I'm just like, I thought the whole point of people, like when my friends and I get together, I want them all to be friends too. When my friends and I get together, I want everyone to get along, connect, network, and hang out together. That's what I want. Apparently, Charrisse feels like that's not what's happening, because Charrisse also made the statement that during the Hurricane Harvey event, that the charity event that Monique put together at the last minute for, sending supplies and things that would be needed for the families that were devastated by this, she was like, she made it all about her. Now, in the clip all I saw was Monique giddy and excited that people showed up. She thanked Charrisse for her friends and said, I like your friends. So I don't get where that's coming from. I think that in some ways, Charrisse is finally realizing that there's a new socialite in town and she's stepping on her territory. And that shouldn't be the case. There's plenty of friends for everyone. Plus, a lot of y'all are so full of air. And if your money run away, y'all would just die without it. I mean, who cares? In addition, at the Huger charity event, back inside, Monique and Michael and Ashley, amongst mixed company, were having a discussion. Monique confesses that she went on and wrote a check to Karen's business, Icon. There's some irony in that name, isn't it? How convenient. Michael's like, I'm not writing a check for anything that has Icon associated with it. And I'm just like, me either. Because quite frankly, it should be in a 501c3. And I'm just like everybody else. Why is it that Karen and him have not converted to a 501c3? At the very least, have a tax ID number that we can write on there and the name of the charity that's been registered with the IRS and with the Attorney General, or whoever you have to register, or what is it, Secretary of State, whoever you have to register it with. How hard is that, Karen? So needless to say, Monique is someone who claims to be a businesswoman. I'm trying to figure out what led you to want to write a check to Karen. And how much was that check for? Also at the party, Carson from Queer Eye, I actually saw Ray seem to be having a good time during the dinner. He said they call him the Black Bill Gates. Can you point me to the gay Bill Gates? And Ray was just laughing. He was like, he's not here. So he seemed genuinely happy. So I think people at the Hugo charity for Alzheimer's Foundation had a really good time. I would say, despite I don't understand the check writing component. Ashley seems to finally be seeing the light thanks to the guidance of her uncle Lump, as they call him. Last episode, Michael was like, I really don't want a baby. I just don't want a baby to be raised by someone that was raised by someone like a mother. I'm afraid that you might raise all children in the same way. And I'm just like, God damn. Uncle Lump said what all of us have known. You somebody's trophy wife, girl. You're just somebody's trophy wife, okay? So when she calls her Uncle Lump, he gives her the real deal. We learn that he has survived cancer and kind of has this new zest on life where he's just going to tell you the truth point blank. And so what happened with her is that this is when she realized that, oh shit, my uncle is right. Like, it's almost like she's seeking answers for things that she already has the answer for, but just wants confirmation. So when she shares with him that Michael told her about how her mother was versus how, what the potential is for her to be a mother, her uncle's like, he's full of shit. He wanted a trophy wife, and he's just playing you. He don't want a baby. And the thing about it is that Michael has raised his kids. They're grown and gone. He just wants you to be around and have fun. I mean, girl, get into it. He's Hugh Hefner and you're a playmate. Isn't that lovely? Candiace even told her too, you need to start making some decisions when they sit down to have lunch. She was like, you need to start making some decisions. Ashley even posted on Twitter, what should she do? I advised her, honey, if it's not working, just go ahead and get you, go down there to the little IVF office or whatever and get your eggs frozen. Because maybe you want to stick it out. Maybe you want to let him, kick the bucket before, the prenup terms or post-prenup terms. I don't know. But Michael is full of shit, like your uncle said. He doesn't want children, Ashley. And I think the best thing for you to do is, if that is in fact a deal breaker for you, then I'm just going to say you probably should sue him too, because he deceived you. So bottom line for Ashley, will you divorce Michael? Will you wait it out till he kicked the bucket? Because there's a possibility he could go before you. And quite frankly, I think you should sue him for making you rely to your detriment on a promise that he made to love, honor, cherish you, and give you children. I do. Speaking of weddings, let's talk about Candiace and Chris. Lord Jesus, as you saw in my intro, we had a meltdown because, he didn't call her spoiled princess. But before we get into that, let's talk about this wedding budget with the never-ending add-ons and the can't let go. I'm glad that Candiace had a conversation after this with Ashley, because, Ashley probably had a really nice wedding too. She said at the end of the day, the only thing people probably will remember is your dress and what a good time they had. So she's sitting on the sofa and she's supposed to be crossing out names. The guest list is at 400 people. Do you know how expensive that is for 400 people? Even on a small scale budget, plates can be anywhere from $25 to $50, okay? So Candiace don't want to let it go. Honestly, Candiace, do you really know 400 people that are that close to you? Or is this wedding an extravaganza to show off your wealth? Because, as I've stated before, in marriages, at the end of the day, it's just you and him and nobody else. Everyone is gathered around you on your day to commemorate. But after that, everybody else goes back home and deals with their own issues. So Chris was like, well, have you called your dad? He was trying, to tell her the things that they could cut. She don't want to cut gas. She don't want to cut the flowers and trees and the birds and the bees. She wants what she wants, and she wants her day to be the way that she wants it to be. But the budget is out of control. And he's like, normal people keep a budget. She was like, you're really stressing me out. But before that, she calls her dad. We learned that her dad is a surgeon, an emergency room physician, actually. They did a flashback showing how Mother Dorothy, a.k.a. Gertrude, oh my God, your father was busy chasing women when he was with me. So I'm going to now call Candiace. You're not a Huxtable, honey. You're a Banks, as in Hilary Banks. Hi, Daddy. Can I have $500? Oh, my God. Yeah. Because when she called her dad, she was like, so I have 400 people on the guest list. And he was like, that's a bit extravagant. And she was like, well, I was just calling, because I needed to see, if there was any more money in the bank. No. I was like, damn. Swiftly. No. So she's all hurt. And she's like, oh, okay. And then he goes, well, your mom had asked me for $50,000 and I told her I couldn't do that. And because she was like, Mom put in $100,000 It was like, I'm doing no more than $20,000. And then that's when the conversation was had about cutting the budget. And then that's when she told Chris, to some extent, you're stressing me out and I don't want to hear about it. That's what people do when they don't want to hear the truth. It's like, I don't want to hear about the truth that we need to break the budget down and make it smaller. Get in shape, girl. It's all a feeling. Get in shape, girl. Child, these ladies have decided they gonna get in shape, honey. Anyway, everyone is going down to the gym for something or another. Giselle, like, every time I meet up with Ashley, we always going to work out somewhere. I was like, girl, it's good for you. Love working out. So Giselle, Robyn, and Ashley get together. Monique, Candiace, and Karen get together. Okay, Charrisse is at home chilling in her champagne room. And Candiace is like, Southern girls, we don't sweat. Baby, stop lying. Yes, we do. Whether we want to, whether it's voluntarily or involuntarily. Because let's be real, you know what happens, okay? Karen is excited about being with Monique and Candiace because she says they're refreshing and they deal in fact, not fiction. Anyway. So, how about the fiction you telling us, Karen? Karen, I really like you too, but damn, why don't you just be honest about it? Or how about not even talk about it? Because I have a feeling the reason why Karen doesn't like talking about money all the time is because the feds are watching it. And I was proud of Karen. Karen was actually doing the work, honey. She was sweating. Because honestly, I don't think Karen works out regularly. I always thought maybe she was just going down to Dr. Kurz or whomever and getting whatever help they could provide. Each one is having discussions about the events of the night, right? So they were talking about what happened with Giselle and Robyn coming in, making them cokehead noises and trying to confront her. And she was like, one thing you don't do, you don't mess with my purse. You don't mess with... I was like, how they mess with your purse? Shouldn't it be the Alzheimer's Foundation's purse? That was a Freudian slip. Then she backpedaled and was like, you don't mess with the charity's purse. And then that's when Monique was like, so did you reach your goal? How much did you make? And even the producers were asking her. And that's when I knew, Karen, I'm like, you're full of shit. She's like, and she was like, wait a minute, let me. We had a very successful financial fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Foundation. I never quoted it. I never did. That's public info. If you want to go, you can look it up. In other words, y'all can Google it. So I did. The only thing I found for Karen was on the Alzheimer's Foundation website. Her team was called Karen's Hands. It was for a walk. She raised $4,100. Now, I don't know if that was part of her way of raising funds. It looked like it was a little cool outside. I don't know what time of year they filmed this particular episode. But, yeah. The feds are watching. So that's probably why she didn't say anything, especially since they had them checks ran through her business versus a charity or telling people to please make checks out on behalf of, which is the simple solution to do. So my thing is, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Monique, girl, I think you got conned. How much was your check for again? Monique also said something profound about the fact that Karen had invited Kendall. She was like, one of the things I've always tried to do is that even when I was doing things with Kendall, I tried not to invite her if Giselle was coming. I try to keep them separate. So Monique basically is like, what Karen did, I'm not trying to do. And of course, Ashley had expressed once again that she thought that Karen was being underhanded, and she was, but it really was a tit for tat type of situation. And it's during that time when Robyn gets a call from Charrisse to meet up and have a discussion about their friendship, and I already touched on that. At one point, because of Robyn's behavior, there is a guy on Twitter that goes by the name Von Dutch. And he said he about one paycheck away from paying Robyn's July rent so they can kick her off the show. Cold-blooded. Because, I mean, let's just be real. Robyn, we all were like, yeah, we like Robyn because she's salt of the earth. She's good. She's down to earth. Now all of a sudden Robyn just like is a mean girl, and I'm like, why? Like, we like nice Robyn. But I mean, I guess maybe that's what she into these days, honey. You know, her and her ride or die. They be riding out, and who riding on folk, honey? The Green Eyed Bandits ride again. So let's talk about the Congressional Black Caucus weekend, the convention, the expo. So I thought it was really cute when Giselle was getting ready, her assistant Gabby. I also appreciate the fact that she's reaching back and giving back to the young sisters of our sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So Gabby is one of our little sorors, and she's assisting, but she's kind of like emo in spirit in a way. She's like, I'm here. Let's get started. And so Giselle's like, girl, get some pep in your step. We get excited. We're about to do this thing, right? Giselle says, you know, she's really just now about focusing on her business and her family. So every hue is going to have a huge display at the CBC Expo, which is Congressional Black Caucus. So Giselle got a lesson in millennial assistantship. Baby, most people these days take notes on iPads, phones, everything else. I'm old school too. I still like a notepad. Writing helps you remember better than typing does. Typing is very relaxing for me, but I still prefer to handwrite out stuff as long as I have an ergonomic pen, because them regular pens make, baby, this started to hurt. And I don't even have carpal tunnel, but it hurts. The girl said, you may leave your notebook, but you won't leave your phone. I was like, either way, you still could lose your phone. Like, people will snatch up phones faster. You can say amen at the end of a long-winded prayer. At this event, prior to this event, Monique and Karen get together, and they have both decided that because of Robyn and Giselle's behavior, we not going to deal with this. Monique, tell your family, tell your brother, stop sitting on kitchen counters. Okay, baby, that's nasty. We sit on things all the time, and the clothes and jeans, I get that part, but that's nasty. Don't nobody want that, okay? So let's just act like we were raised at home and not in a barn, okay? So, and by the way, congratulations to Monique. Monique is with child. She announced on Instagram that she ain't got no time to be stressed. She's full of life, and she showed off her baby bump. So congratulations to her and Chris. Oh, and another thing to know is that during the workout or after the post-workout trampoline workout that Robyn and Ashley and Giselle did, Giselle called Kendall talking about, I don't know, whatever hay she was eating on. I'm like, you still keeping up with the horse metaphor? Sorry, that ain't cool. Maybe something happened between those two that we don't know. So Karen and Monique decide that they not here for Robyn and Giselle's drama, okay? So, I'm sorry, I'm addicted to Twizzlers for some reason. So they decide when they get to the expo, they not going to interact with them, which honestly I think is a good idea. The wounds are still fresh and sore, okay? But Giselle is having a really good time. Robyn shows up, and I'm still trying to figure out why Robyn showed up in jeans, because it seemed like everyone else came dressed up for the expo. Really nice display. Giselle had professionals there because Robyn asked could she help, and she was like, no girl, these are professionals. Robyn also shared, which I thought was kind of cute, because you know Robyn's background is in PR and marketing, and I thought it was kind of cute, but I'm like, we're probably going to have to tweak it a little bit more. But Giselle didn't seem all that grateful for her, but I was like, at least she's trying to give you something to work with. But she said that I've got, you know, a theme for you, or a saying. My marketing is escaping me. But she was like, who are you today? And I was like, that's really cute, because who are you today? What hue are you? You get it? And so she was like, what am I supposed to say? I'm Hugh. I was like, shut up, Giselle. You know what she meant. You know, I'm caramel, I'm camel, I'm whatever the colors are that they have out there these days. I don't know. I'm number 250. I don't know. So either way, Giselle and Monique show up. They skirt around that display. And they around here talking about their blogs and stuff. Because that's why Monique's brother was in town, was to help her with her blog. And also we learned that Charrisse ain't been calling Monique back or texting her back. She won't even FaceTime her, Lord help. But at the expo, they're talking about the books and the blogging and the businesses. And I just shook my head. I was like, girl, and this ginger tea you making, Jamaicans been making it for as long as I have, as long as I can remember, because my homegirl, who a lot of my friends are Caribbean, they make ginger tea. So when they get ready to leave, that's when everyone's like, hey, isn't that Karen and Monique? And they're just like, I'm going to go over and talk to them. So they go over there and they're like, oh, we didn't see you. How could you not see Giselle's big display? My thing is, that's when you should have gotten your grown woman on and said, you know, considering all the things that have been going on, we just didn't want any conflict or issues to arise. So we just thought we would just, you know, slide on by and hope you didn't see us. But both of them lied. Giselle is shocked because, you know, Karen's always talking about supporting one another despite everything that's going on. Here's the deal. The wounds are still fresh. What you all did was just uncalled for and horrendous, and that's probably why Karen is like, I'm just not going to deal with you. And I can respect that from Karen, but what I didn't respect is the fact that Karen and Monique both opted not to tell y'all the truth about why they didn't see y'all. I mean, y'all came to her event like a full forlorn assault, if you really think about it, if you categorize it that way. Next thing we know is they're leaving. And Robyn's like, oh, y'all leaving? Karen, why you leaving? Because you're a liar. And I'm just like, why are you screaming on this lady like a freaking banshee, Robyn? I mean, you are in a place with all these nice, educated black folk, and you up here acting a hot fool. Why? That was not classy at all. It was classless. It was unprofessional. It showed your lack of couth. And I ride for you, Robyn. I always do, because I always like you, because I felt like you were the most down to earth. And of course, I'm always going to ride for Giselle, because a sorrow is a sorrow that's a sorrow. But both of y'all are wrong this season so far. So I didn't think that was appropriate. And then Karen said, me being a liar has yet to be proven. But it has been proven that you are a fool, Robyn. Oh, these ladies, let's just all get along. There's plenty of sand in the sandbox for everyone to play, okay? Okay, and before I forget, remember Karen said that her and Ray met when she was standing on the bus stop sucking on a lollipop? No, she said she was like walking down the street and he pulled up in like his car and tried to holler at her. But in this episode, in this season, she said she met him at the Congressional Black Caucus. So she had already said that it has not been proven that she is a liar. So is she saying he picked her up in the parking lot, or what happened? Because I thought she was just walking down the street going to the store. Like, hey, where you going? Oh, I'm just going to the store. And then he picked her up. And then they've been married ever since. Anyway, comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about that part. Charrisse was talking about Monique and Ashley. Well, no, Candiace was there, and Candiace was shocked by how Charrisse was talking about Monique, because in her confessional, Candiace was like, Monique is always singing Charrisse's praises. Ain't that always the way it goes? There are some people that you just love, and they will drag you for filth behind your back. You do good to them, you speak them up, you try to make sure they're okay, and they treat you like shit. Yeah, I'm not cool on that. I think that instead of Charrisse going around talking about it, the adult thing to do, just like she did with Robyn, would be to have a sit down with Monique and let her know how you feel. And I saw in a preview coming up that Monique's feelings are hurt by this, and you should be, and I can understand it, because honestly, I don't think Monique is doing anything that any other woman wouldn't do. Because, like, I was watching Ty Couture TV with Mike and Ty, and, well, Mike was like, I mean, okay, it's social climbing, but it's social climbing for a good cause. And even though I feel like, yeah, Monique is like, I want to be seen, I got to be seen, because I haven't been important until I got married with a man with money. But at the same time, for we know that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. But anyways, Candiace, don't be shocked by the behavior of these women. Stick around. You'll see more. Who knows? Ashley might finally reveal to you who she really is, okay? Although you kind of already see her for her works. So Candiace and Chris, they attended the Congressional Black Caucus, a formal dinner that they had, a gala, whatever. Afterwards, Chris is in charge of getting the Uber, and Candiace wants him to hold her purse. He ain't no step and fetch and hold your purse type of dude. He told her she needs to stop acting like a spoiled princess, and that's when the fight broke out. Because she all cried, I can't believe you said that to me. She had took her ring off and all this, honey. She just so dramatic. And so I'm just like, I thought when you first saw the scene, I'm like, did he call her the N-word? So I always wonder in interracial couples, like, when the fight break out, do sometimes not so nice things get said? Just wondering. Comment down below if you want to share. My question to you is that if Chris wasn't there, who was going to hold your purse? You. But I also feel like Chris is just not, he's not going to bend over backwards for you because he already knows your sense of entitlement. You've been raised and privileged and all that stuff. So I also thought that your comment back to him was wholly unnecessary, basically telling him you ain't nothing more so than like your deadbeat daddy, when you know he already has issues and probably feels like a deadbeat. So she's upset about that. And I also appreciate the fact some people are like, oh my God, Candiace, you need to leave him because he's controlling. But when he told her, he said, I'm going to check you every time. He should. Because she has never been checked in her life. All lights in her life have been green. It's time that you learn how to be a real world woman, especially if y'all gonna have kids. He don't want to be trying to deal with a bratty wife and bratty kids too all at the same time. But that concludes this episode. Next week they supposed to be going to Cannes, France, and everybody say no because don't nobody want to be around Monique. I think that Giselle, Robyn, and Charrisse all said no. So who's gonna go? Speaking of which, former Real Housewives of Potomac cast member Katie Ross, the first year, she was the one who used to date Russell Simmons, and he ended up kicking her out because I think they're just crazy, flat out crazy. Anyway, we're gonna pray for her. I don't know the circumstances. I'm gonna pray for the children and that whatever choices need to be made for their lives work out, because she has lost custody of her 3 kids. She has a son and twins by this Jewish dude that she had married, and the marriage ended in like a year and a half, but she was pregnant at the time. So let's just pray for that family, that things work out, because Katie was a little thrown off, and she was a little bit too obsessed with claiming this Jewish component of her life, like something's wrong with being black. That's how I felt. Either way, that's all I've got. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. And I have been Miss Sophia the Diva. And yeah, my friends are your friends. Let's all be friends.